Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with an exciting video here on how to unlock Old Man Logan here without the Out of Time and without the CABAL team. If you guys have not built them up at all, or if you don't actually have the full team unlocked, the nice thing about this event is that because now the difficulties have been ramped up, there is actually a workaround to actually unlock Old Man Logan without needing both teams, or even if you're missing one of the teams, right? So how are you going to do this, guys? Is first and foremost, if you go to the event selection screen and you go to Old Man Logan, hit go. Now, what you can do is, if you recall the rewards, the way that you can unlock Old Man Logan is actually hitting the milestone 8 here, right? And I believe it was around like that 800, 900k mark in terms of points. So essentially, you want to be able to get a score that's over that 900k mark around there. So that way, when you're hitting this milestone, then you're basically getting the 4-star unlock. The first time in this event is the fact that you can actually, raise up your difficulty here. So what I did is actually, here, I'll just hit new run here so that way you can see from scratch. You want to hit new run here and then access every single difficulty here in terms of the settings. And what that does is it ramps up your run score to the far right, 17.6 million at difficulty 15, because you can also adjust this to the left here, right? And then you hit enter. The reason we want to do this is because it's going to obviously scale up all the enemies that we're up against. But now the good news is that if you complete the one node here, which is right before the out of time team being required, you can actually unlock Old Man Logan. So I'm going to use some characters here. I think if you have characters that are already gear tier 18, they're probably going to be in a really safe spot. So most folks need to build up Val, Spiderweaver, Kestrel, because of them being required either in Dark Dimension or some sort of big Apocalypse unlock. We got Black Cat, and we also have Robbie Reyes here. So I'm just going to use the most common characters here. This team should have no issue getting through it because we're basically just up against an extended shield Pegasus team with the number of minions and so forth. So first and foremost, I would focus on taking down Kestrel in the very beginning here as soon as possible. In addition, we need to be mindful also of this rescue to the far right. So nice characters like Black Cat and Robbie being able to obviously have their synergies to shut down these enemies. But as well, we also have Val because of the fact that we can actually use some natural revives if need be. We now actually have Spiderweaver here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use the stun there actually on Darkhawk, so that way they're not going to be generating energy. There's another one to the left there, but I'm going to focus on the right cluster here because we just want to take these enemies down because there is actually quite a few synergies here. And then these enemies are, diamond level, so they hit quite hard, but we have some really good synergies with this team here. So that's what we're going to take advantage of. So I'm going to go ahead, use the ultimate there. It's nice because of all the debuffs and so forth. But again, the focus in these waves are taking down the key damage dealers and any kind of sustain that they might have. That's why we focused on Rescue and Kestrel, because they're basically the difference makers in these waves. And then now we just clean up, save the energy there because there's going to be another wave of enemies coming. But yeah, again, this mixture here of the Pegasus mixture, we got the Mark II Ironheart, but we do actually still have some Spiderweaver charges there. So now I'm going to focus on that left side now on the Darkhawk, but be mindful of characters that give sustain, right? Like Maria Hill can actually heal up the team, summon minions. So we're actually going to use that mass AoE ability block. That's kind of why I wanted to bring in Val, not just for the revive mechanic, but the fact that there's some really good control. You want control in this first node here, so that way you're really controlling the battle and making sure that you're essentially prioritizing the targets that we have to take down. And really good synergies too, right? These characters, like, oh my goodness. So as you can see how hard these guys hit, absolutely, which is why it's important to take these enemies down as soon as possible. That was scary. Actually, I don't know where my Val's energy is, because I don't know if we can actually get to the last tier. So let's take a look at her. Yeah, so we still need at least 2 more turns. So we're going to go down the middle there. But with the fact that she gets exposure, that's going to be pretty pivotal there. So we're going to be banking on getting that exposure attack there, so that way she can actually use the abilities there to actually give a chance here to revive. But again, these guys hit like a trucks, guys, so just be mindful of that. These enemies, obviously, and that's why it's really important. That's why I was hoping to get those charges on for Spiderweaver, giving us some natural protection. And thankfully now we do have a little bit of time here. So, okay. I'm going to use the basic down there. And again, guys, I recommend using the best teams that you guys have access to, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to matter here to get through this first node, right? This is what works for me. I think this is more accessible in terms of characters because you likely have many of these characters already. But ideally, I wanted to actually land my exposure more, but now we don't really have a choice. So make sure you're targeting that Maria Hill or whoever has the exposure, because it's going to give Val energy, and we want to be ready here for another mass ability block, which we do actually have access to now. So I'm going to use the ability block there. And now that Mockingbird also does have another exposure. So this is exactly kind of why I wanted to have this team. It's really good synergy. It's good sustain. And once again, it's going to give us more time now because we were able to buy back some turns here for both Robbie and as well as Black Cat to get their abilities back up. And it gives us another chance here just to build up energy as we slowly but surely wipe down each and every one of these raids. Just be mindful because these guys actually hit like a truck, and you definitely do not want to drop your guard, as you saw with how fast Orchestral actually dropped. So again, the synergy there happening, as you can see with Robbie, the bleeds, the turn meter. That's kind of why I really like this mixture here. But you can see how hard some of these characters hit, even like that Maria Hill right there. We're going to go ahead. We're going to keep on hitting the exposure because if they fall, that's okay. That's why we have, you know, the Val with the revive there to give us that little bit of cushion in case you need it. But ideally, your strongest 5 characters that can actually have really good synergies there. And again, that exposure mechanic is really big for a character like Val because we're going to be constantly now rinsing and repeating. So you can see right here, actually, I'm going to let the Mark II go because I want to see if I can spawn another wave here before those abilities come. So thankfully we still have those charges from thanks obviously to Spider Weaver here. I guess the one thing that potentially is missing here is we could have got a character like maybe like Captain America that can generate a little bit more energy for the team. It gives some defense ups across the board, but that's okay. This team is still going to get the job done, as you can see here. But this is a really nice way to get this done, guys, because in doing so, and especially if you don't have Out of Time or Cabal even fully unlocked, this is still a really feasible way to actually go ahead and get the Old Man Logan unlock here. So now the last and final wave, I am going to go down the middle here. I like to be secure and safe, so I'm going to activate the ability block down the middle. As you can see, it barely even landed, so that's why it's really important. We know that Rescue is probably going to land some sort of cleanse here, so we're going to go ahead use Robbie to control just the amount of control. That's why it's super important to have a team that has ability blocks and stuns and so forth, because you know they're going to get another chance here. Now we're going to go ahead and now target Kestrel again because of the damage that she can do. And once we get the ultimate from Val, this is going to be a GG right here. So one sec, I'm just waiting. And again, the Spider Weaver protection is absolutely massive. The retaliation from Robbie, I love this team synergy. It's almost this because we ramped up the difficulty of the of this Legendary Trials to number 15. It does really feel like a mini Dark Dimension, which is kind of nice because these characters have some massive HP pools. We're gonna go ahead now. We're gonna use Val on the ultimate here. Boom. And just like that, that was pretty much the last pain point there. We're going to finish off these characters now. And this is going to, as you'll see when we wrap this up, you're going to see the score, which is going to clear well north of what you'll be needing to actually get the unlock here for Logan. So I don't know if this was intentional, but hopefully it was, because this is a great workaround for folks that do not have obviously either the Out of Time team with Black Knight in addition to Cabal being fully unlocked on the team. Although the star levels are gated at difficulty 11 and beyond, this is a feasible way for folks that don't even have either of these team built up, because you can see the run score here actually getting us to 1.8 million. And what's funny is this 1.8 million, this is higher than my difficulty 8 run with those 2 packs activated. So it's pretty big, guys. If you hit rewards here now, the 1.8 million, I believe that's going to get you milestone 8 or milestone 9, but it's going to give you the Old Man Logan unlock. So hopefully this helps you guys out. You got a bit of time here to build up some certain characters, 5 strong characters like what I just showed you. And the best thing is that team I showed you has value in all game modes. So hopefully this helps you guys out. This is the Old Man unlock without Cabal, without Out of Time, and doing it you know, at the highest level difficulty here with all packs on difficulty 15. So hope this helps you guys out. Let me know anything in comments below. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.